In the heart of Washington, D.C., a sudden act of violence shattered the calm near the White House on November 26, 2025. What began as an ordinary evening in the nation's capital quickly turned into a night that would be etched into the city's memory for years to come. The iconic streets, usually bustling with tourists and locals alike, were transformed in an instant as the sound of gunfire echoed through the corridors of power. Gunfire erupted, targeting two National Guard members, U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and U.S. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, on duty just blocks from the presidential residence. These guardsmen, tasked with the solemn responsibility of protecting the heart of American democracy, suddenly found themselves in the crosshairs of a senseless attack. Their presence, meant to reassure the public, became a stark reminder of the risks faced by those who serve. The attack sent shockwaves through the city, raising urgent questions about security and the vulnerability of those who protect our democracy. News of the shooting spread rapidly, with live broadcasts capturing the tense atmosphere as authorities scrambled to secure the area. The city, already on high alert, was gripped by uncertainty and fear, as residents and officials alike wondered how such violence could erupt so close to the seat of power. The randomness and brutality left the community reeling, a stark reminder that danger can strike even in the most secure places. For many, the attack shattered the illusion of safety that the capital's heavy security presence once provided. People gathered in small groups, sharing updates and comforting one another, as the city's familiar landmarks took on a new, somber significance. Law enforcement swarmed the scene, launching a massive investigation as the nation watched in disbelief. Detectives and federal agents worked through the night, combing for evidence and piecing together the events that led to the attack. The media descended on the area, broadcasting live updates and interviews with witnesses, while the public demanded answers and reassurance. For the families of the Guardsmen, it was the start of an agonizing wait for news. Every minute felt like an eternity as they clung to hope, surrounded by friends and loved ones in hospital waiting rooms. The uncertainty was overwhelming as they struggled to process the reality that their loved ones had become the latest victims of violence in a city that is supposed to symbolize unity and peace. The incident became a somber testament to the sacrifices made by service members, not just abroad, but at home. In the days that followed, the city came together to honor the courage and dedication of those who stand guard over our freedoms. Memorials and ceremonies paid tribute to the fallen and wounded, reminding the nation of the price paid by those who serve, even on domestic soil. As the story unfolded, it would reveal profound loss, courage, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. In the face of tragedy, the community found ways to support one another, lighting candles and leaving flowers at impromptu vigils. The events of that night would leave a lasting mark on Washington, D.C., but also inspire a renewed sense of unity and resilience among its people. Amid tragedy, when the world seemed to pause in shock and sorrow, a story of extraordinary courage began to unfold. The news of the shooting sent ripples of fear and heartbreak through the community, leaving many searching for hope in the darkness. Yet, even in the midst of uncertainty, a story of resilience emerged. Families gathered in hospital waiting rooms, clinging to each other and to the belief that miracles could happen. The halls echoed with quiet prayers and whispered words of encouragement. Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, just 24 years old and already a decorated member of the U.S. Air Force, was left with life-threatening injuries and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Paramedics worked tirelessly to stabilize him, while doctors and nurses prepared for the fight of their lives. The prognosis was grim, and the odds seemed insurmountable. But Wolf's determination, forged through years of military training and service, inspired all who followed his fight. His family, friends, and fellow service members refused to give up hope, drawing strength from his unwavering spirit. Each small sign of progress, a movement, a breath, a squeeze of the hand, offered hope to his family and the nation. Every flicker of life was celebrated, and every improvement, no matter how minor, was a victory against the odds. On December 5th, Attorney General Pam Bondi called his recovery a miracle. Wolf opened both eyes, a huge leap forward. The news brought tears of joy and relief to those who had been anxiously awaiting updates, and it quickly spread as a beacon of hope for others facing similar battles. An angiogram revealed no blood clots, easing fears for his care team. the medical staff, who had worked around the clock, finally allowed themselves a moment to breathe, knowing that this was a crucial turning point in Wolf's recovery. Though his journey to recovery would be long and filled with challenges, Wolf's will to live became a symbol of hope for everyone around him. His determination inspired not only his family, but also the doctors, nurses, and even strangers who heard his story. For his family and fellow service members, his progress was a profound moment of relief. The bonds of love and camaraderie grew even stronger as they rallied around him, celebrating every milestone and supporting each other through the difficult days. Wolf's fight was now personal, and he was making courageous strides, one day at a time. His journey became a testament to the power of resilience, the strength of the human spirit, and the unwavering support of a community united in hope. Behind Andrew Wolf's fight stood his mother, Melody, whose unwavering faith became a beacon for the family. From the moment she heard the news, Melody was a pillar of strength, insisting her son would survive. The Wolf family gathered in Washington, surrounding Andrew with love and hope. Even President Trump noted Melody's conviction, sharing her words with the nation. Her faith became part of the national story, inspiring millions. Melody's optimism showed how hope and love can be powerful forces in recovery. Her strength remains a testament to the power of the human heart. As the nation anxiously hoped for Wolf's recovery, another story unfolded, one of heartbreak and loss that would touch the hearts of people across the country. The nation mourned the loss of Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, who was just 20 years old, a young woman with her whole life ahead of her, taken far too soon. Sarah's life was defined by her dedication to service and her unwavering commitment to her country. She dreamed of making a difference, and in her short time, she inspired those around her with her courage and kindness. Her journey was tragically cut short in a senseless act of violence that left a void in the hearts of all who knew her. In her hometown of Webster Springs, West Virginia, a close-knit community nestled in the Appalachian Hills, the news of her passing sent shockwaves through every street and home. Grief united the community in a solemn vigil, as neighbors, friends, and strangers alike gathered to pay their respects and support one another in this time of sorrow. Friends and family came together to honor Sarah's memory, sharing stories of her laughter, her generosity, and her unwavering sense of duty. They remembered her as a daughter, a sister, a friend, and a soldier who always put others before herself. As the sun set, the glow of hundreds of candles lit up the night, each flame a symbol of the love and admiration felt for Sarah. The community found comfort in these small acts of remembrance, knowing that her spirit would live on in their hearts. Beckstrom's sacrifice will not be forgotten. Her bravery and selflessness have left an indelible mark on all who knew her story. She stood as a guardian of the Capitol, serving with honor and pride, always ready to answer the call of duty, no matter the risk. Her loss is a stark reminder of the risks our service members face every day, both at home and abroad, as they protect the freedoms we hold dear. Now, her name is etched among American heroes who gave their last full measure of devotion, a permanent testament to her courage and sacrifice. The nation must remember her story of duty and honor, and ensure that her legacy inspires future generations to serve with the same integrity and compassion. Her community and fellow soldiers will forever cherish her legacy, holding close the memory of a young woman who gave everything for her country and for the people she loved. In the aftermath, law enforcement launched a swift manhunt, quickly apprehending Ramanullah Lakhanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan national. His arrest brought relief but also opened new questions about security and immigration. Lakhanwal faces charges of first-degree murder for Beckstrom's death and assault with intent to kill for the attack on Wolf. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the government would seek the death penalty, signaling a firm pursuit of justice. The case has become a focal point for national debate on security and vetting of foreign nationals. Lakhanwal's background is under intense scrutiny, fueling discussions on immigration policy. The legal process now begins, with the nation watching closely. The quest for justice for Beckstrom and Wolf moves to the courtroom. The attack near the White House drew immediate responses from national leaders. President Trump addressed the nation, highlighting the courage of Wolf and the faith of his mother. Attorney General Bondi vowed to seek the death penalty, underscoring the government's commitment to justice. Lawmakers and the public echoed calls for swift accountability, seeing the attack as an assault on the nation itself. The tragedy sparked renewed appreciation for military service and a unified stance against violence. national leadership aimed to provide comfort, promise justice, and reaffirm core American values. The suspect's identity thrust immigration and national security into the political spotlight. Attorney General Bondi criticized past policies, blaming lax vetting for the tragedy. Supporters of stricter immigration pointed to the attack as justification for tougher screening. Others cautioned against broad conclusions, warning against stigmatizing entire communities. The incident deepened political divides, forcing a national debate on balancing compassion and security. The shooting has ensured that immigration and vetting will remain at the forefront of political discourse. The nation now faces tough questions about how to protect itself while upholding its values. With the suspect in custody, the FBI's focus shifted to motive. Investigators are probing Lochinwall's background, searching for ties to extremist groups or evidence of radicalization. The possibility of terrorism looms, with digital forensics and interviews underway. Every detail is scrutinized to piece together his mindset and motivations. The outcome will shape the legal case and could have broader security implications. If no extremist link is found, other motives will be explored. The public and victims' families await answers, hoping for understanding amid tragedy. Out of darkness, rays of hope have emerged in Washington, D.C. Staff Sergeant Wolf's fight for recovery, supported by his family's faith, has inspired a nation. Communities united in grief and support, honoring Specialist Beckstrom's sacrifice and Wolf's courage. The path ahead is challenging, but the nation's response has shown strength and unity. This story, born from violence, is defined by resilience, not tragedy. The courage of the victims and their families shines through, reminding us of the power of hope. Even in our darkest hours, resilience and unity can light the way forward.